That didn't work. Shit.
That's not very helpful.
I'm trying, but I can't even get there. Jesus Christ, bro.
That's
Yeah? Don't let this go.
Shit, bro.
If you're holding anything in reserve, now's the time to use it.
I have something here that works.
Moe Ixiana.
Something here that works.
One
Come on, drink.
That's not very.
Okay, she's down.
Very helpful.
Moe Ixiana.
Lead the way. I'm here.
Dead already? Wow! You just turned around and one-shotted her. Nah, it's not gonna hit.
Something here that works. I'll get the next one.
We gotta take better care of Ella.
We were close. We were so close. Oh, man. Because the problem is I couldn't buff Ether. Ether was like kind of on his own. I couldn't do anything for him. And the other two, I couldn't do much for them either because they were pretty much like... Once in a while, they would just get like this massive hit spike and then they would just melt. I think we should wait.
Yeah?
We're just gonna wait on this fight. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend any more time on this. We're gonna wait. We're gonna go back and do some other stuff, and then we'll come back here when we're higher level. And we'll do the same strat. We'll just be higher level when we do it. Because right now, like, it's kind of stupid. Like, we spend too much time on this. Like 2 hours on a single fight, it's more than enough. Here. Oh, I bet. I bet there are. But I'm interested to see like what lies ahead in the DLC too, like the part 2 of the DLC. Very curious to see what goes on there.
I must say, I'm impressed.
Well, no, I don't need to go inside. I gotta stop doing this. Every time, just like, oh yeah, I need to go inside. Nope, you don't. That sounds really like the White Walkers.
While we wait, the enemy grows stronger.
And you'd send more of us to die.
Well, I'm not gonna stand around. Are you?
You've done plenty, Darian.
The hell? You approach the source of the commotion and see a throng of villagers. They're arguing amongst themselves and hurling questions and demands at a lone figure perched above them. A young man stands on a spur of rock, his clenched fist held aloft. Steam rises from his wild hair and flushed face as he shouts to the gathering.
Been a week since our people left these gates. A week since the Iron Flail took them.
He paces the outcropping, his eyes burning. You see a few scattered nods in the crowd.
Yet we wait here behind our sturdy new walls, hiding in our rebuilt homes. We've done nothing.
He brings his fist into his palm with a sharp smack. The crowd erupts, bristling with pointed fingers and pointed words. One woman steps forward, her eyes lock on the young man.
Who are you to tell us how to spend our road? You ain't been here 2 months.
Several of the others grunt and hoot. You feel a shift in the crowd like a changing tide.
Hey, an angry mob. See? We're not so far from home.
And since I got here, I've been working alongside the rest of you. Don't start with that again.
A handful of others nod along with him, but he cringe and flinch as another villager joins the fray, shaking his fingers at a young orator.
Well, it was your idea to send our people to that damned fort in the first place. If it weren't for you and the other leeches that come up with you, we wouldn't be in this mess.
The new accuser raises a chorus of furious cries. Darian raises his hand for calm, but the crowd's wrath is snowballing. Stop, everyone. A dozen head turns in your direction. The villagers recognize you and their eyes widen with hope and reverence. What's this about?
A bunch of greedy foreigners who want what's ours.
Another cry goes up, but it's quieter and more uncertain. Darian quickly jumps in.
It's a small army from Rayed Saris. They call themselves the Iron Flail.
At Darian's mention of the name, the rest of the crowd falls silent. The word triggers a sudden flashback to your dream of the mysterious army and the destruction of Cadnua. As the images fades, you see once more the vision of 100 eyes watching you and something just beyond.
Showed up a few weeks after you opened the battery. Demanded we give him the White Forge.
He avoids your gaze, scraping his boot against a rock.
They're led by Adarik Sendamir. Comes from an old Rayed Saren family. Rumor has it the man's half mad with visions. Claims one drove him here to take the White Forge.
They're not the only bloodsuckers around here.
The villagers glares up at Darian, but most of his fellows are ignoring him by now. Darian raises his voice above the ruckus.
Our crew at the battery locked their doors and told the Iron Flail to go back to Rayed Saris. Instead, they built a fort in the middle of the wood. So we sent a committee to reason with them. But that was a week ago. We haven't seen our people since.
A low rumble ripples through the crowd. Darian hesitates.
That can only mean one thing.
He grimaces as the frightened, arguing crowd drowns him out once more. He's right, you've got to defend what's yours.
We're just miners and fisher folk.
Panic surges from the crowd.
Send Darian and the rest of the newcomers. Let them earn their keep.
We've cleared your roads and repaired this town. What more do we have to prove?
Cries of agreement and protest boils up from the crowd.
Please, everyone.
In the fragile silence that follows, the others turn and look at Darian.
Whatever our difference is, we've got to deal with the army at our gates.
He looks back at you.
You've done a lot for Stalwart already. Many of us wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you.
He breaks off looking as if he'd like to stuff his words back into his mouth. After an uneasy pause, he swallows and continues.
What I mean is, if anyone could deal with an army, it's you.
Very well, I'll help you.
The Iron Flail cleared a patch of forest north of Durgan's battery, built their fort there. It'll be well guarded, so if you can get in without raising an alarm, you may have an easier time of it. The important thing is to deal with the commander. If you can get rid of him, the rest of the soldiers will scatter.
I think I've dreamt about this army.
What exactly did you see?
He watches you with wide, wondering eyes. A murmur ripples through the crowd. Oh god. You came together and defended yourselves. The villagers whisper, looking at one another with the first stirrings of hope. The young man sighs a long plume of breath.
And let's hope there's some truth to dreams after all. Anyway, we've got our work cut out for us here.
He gives the crowd a purposeful look. Grumbling, they start to disperse.
While you're out, stop by the battery. Wangra and her team are still repairing the heavy cannons. They've made a lot of progress elsewhere. Thought you might like to see how far it's come.
I wanted to ask you about something else.
Haven't been here long, but I'll tell you what I can.
Tell me about the Iron Flail.
They heard about the White Forge and came running. Just like a lot of us did. Only difference is, they brought siege weapons. As best anyone can tell, they're from the border region near Little Bend, one of the poorest parts of the country. For Raid Saris, well, that's saying something.
What brought you to Stalwart?
Work. I was a cobbler in New Yarma, but the city got more crowded every year. Rural types fleeing the legacy. A couple months ago, I heard Stalwart was offering land and opportunity to new settlers, so figured I'd give it a go out here. For a while, folks seemed glad to have some new blood, but that changed as more and more of us came.
There seemed to be a lot of tension around town.
Before you opened Durgan's Battery, people tell me Stalwart barely had enough warm bodies to keep the town running. A bunch of us came when we heard about the White Forge, but now, I think the old-timers would just as soon send us back.
He begins sticking items off of his fingers.
We take the best jobs, we don't pay our respects to Andra, we're overcrowding the town.
He shakes his head.
I get it. Stalwart's changing. Same thing happened in New Yarma when folk moved in from the countryside. But they can't keep blaming us for everything that goes wrong out here.
He sighs and a steaming cloud escapes his lips.
I'm just hoping they'll calm down once the Iron Flail is gone.
Hey, I leveled up. Woo! Okay, mechanics. Oh! Stasis Shell. Cypher is able to isolate a single enemy from the world, leaving them unable to act but also unable to be affected by outside parties. Or Time Parasite. By siphoning power from enemies' souls, the Cypher is able to slow them down and increase his or her own speed. Oh. Nah. Let's take Time Parasite. Wait, no, I get 2? I don't want Tactical Meld. I didn't realize I got 2. No. Secret Aura could be good. It's an AoE. But I think I should go with Stasis Shell, maybe? I don't know. You never use it? This could be good against single enemies, like the dragon, for example. Because you put that on like your tank or something, and then you get the plus 20 accuracy for 37 seconds. But, yeah, other than that, Silent Scream seems to be interesting. No, it's Secret Auras seem to be interesting. And Silent Scream... Nah. Let's do Stasis Shell. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Maybe I should go with like something like Secret Hours. It's a full AoE, it frightens, it's sickened. It just gives us that like little more things we can do here and there. Like it's not that big of a deal, but it's just like that little more like, it doesn't do damage, but it's just like another debuff we can just spring on enemies if we need to. I guess. Or we could go for that one. Like it, you know, damage and stun, but it only stuns one target. Which is not great. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Plus, he said 30 focus. We might actually be using it. 70 focus is a lot of focus, though.
Yeah?
Okay, we need to reach the Riet-Seren Fort. We need to find Wengra. Save. We can get into the mines? Oh, hold on. There might be quests here. Fresh coal lies at the bottom of smelters. Tarfos? Run for mayor, they said. It's an easy job, they said. I should have stayed in the mines. He notices your approach and his eyes widen. Hey, what brings you back to Stalwart? You're always welcome here. He beams at you. What was that about the negotiation? There's a group of merchants from Defiance Bay interested in a trade agreement with Stalwart. The representative Nesta is staying in the Graves Rest. I've been avoiding error because I have zero experience with treaties and contracts and all that. I was a miner, not a diplomat. Maybe you could talk to her on my behalf. It looks at you, hopefully. As mayor, I'll give you full authority to negotiate on Stalwart's behalf. I'll go talk to her. Thank you. As I said earlier, you can find her in the Graves Rest. How's Stalwart doing these days? We've rebuilt. The Western Palisade is fixed, and some fancy merchant set up shop where Katie's house used to be. He gestures at a temple. We've also got a proper temple to Abaddon again. Never understood why the Undrites stuck around Stalwart in the first place. Yeah, wonders why. Is it true? I saw the lights from the battery. Did you really open it? The Orden clasped his hand in wonder. I can't believe it. I was sure I'd never make this route again. But who knows what rarities will come from those halls. Such an exciting time. Yeah. You're late to the party, bro. That's a super good plan, Heracles. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
I hope you've had some luck. And do take care with that device. It has a few rather delicate components.
Didn't find any ore deposits, but I did find this.
What? So it works? What a day! But why these gems? I didn't think the device would be able to pick up inert Audra. Fascinating. I have to study this further. But all the same, it worked! At last! A breakthrough! With that Audra to work from, I can refine the enchantments. We'll be digging up iron, gold, Audra, all of it!
Happy to help.
This is going to change everything. Oh, and I won't leave you empty-handed, of course. Here, I had this set aside for supplies, but I don't think I'll be staying in Stalwart much longer. I won't forget all you've done for me. They'll hear about this back home, I promise you. Who knows? Perhaps they'll name the next battery after you.
Hey! I forgot about this quest. Fantastic. Cool. Let's see. Delayed fireball? Arrows out a tiny ball of flame that sits for a fixed amount of time before exploding for heavy burn damage. You call that heavy burn damage? It's not heavy. Such a weird spell. Warding staff. No. Substantial phantom. Oh! That's cool. Wall of draining. Substantial phantom I really like. The other three I'm not sure. No. No. I don't know what to pick, guys. Like, everything seems to be just like, meh. Wall of Draining seems interesting. But, What about we try the tentacles? We could spawn them in a bunch of enemies. Like when you have a group of enemies, we could just spawn them in there. Yeah, fine. Spell mastery. Oh god, yes. No, doesn't last for long enough. It's pretty good. No. This. This.